This week on LSR Ventures.
Don't burn your tongue. You'll ruin the whole thing.
We got new coffee.
We did. So good morning.
Good morning.
Or afternoon. Or evening.
Whatever it is.
Whenever you watch this, it's morning for us. We did get new coffee. So we got a couple gifts from a couple people. So thank you. The coffee we're drinking is Tony's Coffee. This was from Paula and Pat. Thanks, guys. We haven't had this kind of. We like it.
It's good. Cafe Carmelita.
Yeah, medium roast.
Medium roast, yeah. Delicious stuff.
Yeah.
We also got a package from my sister, Tony. Thank you for that coffee as well. We'll be cracking into that pretty soon. I think we're going to have to start doing 2-a-days of coffees.
Yeah, my mom also sent coffee, so we do have coffee galore. So, yeah.
But we're also getting up early.
We are.
With no more sleeping in. Landon's school starts pretty early. It starts at 7. Well, he has to be there at 7:30. That's the first bell.
Yeah.
So we get up about 6 now instead of being able to be lazy and just sleeping in.
Although some days we do come back and go to bed.
Don't
after
tell
dropping
Landon.
him off. Like, we need another hour and a half.
Yeah, kind of lounge around, get a little bit of a slower start.
Yeah.
We didn't do it today.
We got a yard sale to go to.
We do.
So, this video might be a little short because we wanna be the first ones there.
We saw this yard sale. There's a couple little local papers. They're about 4 pages.
Yeah.
And they had some classifieds. And the yard sale we're going to says it starts at 8, which I don't know if any West Coast yard sales start at 8. Usually I think 9 or 10 would be
9
when I would start. But this one actually advertised that you can actually come early if you make an appointment.
Yeah.
So
Got
must be
some
pretty
early
good.
birds around here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to make sure we're there at the beginning so we don't miss out on anything good.
Yeah, so we want to get out, like we said. But it's been Landon's first week at school, so it's kind of adjustment to not having him around. But he seems to be really enjoying being back in school. He's eager to get out the door and get to class, and he's got some new friends he's been talking about. So
Yeah, he has his dance today. So there's a school dance for all the kids, and this is his first dance. He says he's not going to dance. He's just going to eat.
I think it's more kind of like a social thing. They call it a dance, but they have pizza and
ice cream.
drinks, ice cream.
Yeah.
So it's kind of maybe more of a social.
Yeah. But we'll pick him up from school, and then we'll drop him off later, and then pick him up again. So, but that should be fun for him. Something different, anyway.
A new adventure in a new place.
Yeah.
Speaking of adventures, we adventured back up to Ohio again.
We did. So with the kid in school, we gotta do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went to Ohio originally just to find a bank up there because our credit union in Washington partners with a bank in Ohio that we can transfer our account to. So if we needed a local bank, we wanted to see where it was. So we drove there.
We did.
Played some Pokemon Go.
We did do that as well.
We do that without Landon as well.
And we drove there. So we drove through the town and then the next town over. They're pretty small little towns. Some history there. There's a couple of, I don't remember the names of them. I should probably look them up, drop them here. This was the home of Presbyterian minister John Rankin, who is reputed to have been one of Ohio's first and most active conductors on the Underground Railroad. In addition, he wrote Letters on American Slavery. Letters on American Slavery became standard reading for abolitionists all over the United States by the 1830s. From 1822 to 1865, Rankin, along with his wife and children, assisted hundreds of escaped slaves in their trek to freedom. Located on the Ohio River, Rankin's home, and Ripley, Ohio in general, were considered one of the first stations on this route of the Underground Railroad. John Parker, a Ripley abolitionist and a former slave who was active in the Underground Railroad, wrote this of Rankin. At times, attacked on all sides by masters seeking their slaves, John Rankin and his sons beat back their assailant and held its threshold unsullied. A lighted candle stood as a beacon which could be seen from across the river, and like the North Star, was the guide to the fleeing slaves. John Parker lived in this house from about 1853 until his death, and from this location planned many rescue attempts of slaves held captive in the borderlands of Kentucky. Born a slave in Norfolk, Virginia, Parker was sold at the age of 8 to a doctor in Mobile, Alabama. The doctor's family taught Parker to read and write and allowed him to apprentice in an iron foundry where he was compensated and permitted to keep some of his earnings. John Parker persuaded an elderly female patient of the doctor's to purchase him. Parker, at the age of 18, bought his freedom from the woman with money earned from his apprenticeship. Parker moved to southern Ohio, and around 1853, he established a successful foundry behind his home in Ripley. John Parker patented a number of inventions from his foundry. He was one of only a few African Americans to obtain a U.S. patent in the 19th century. Parker was active in the Underground Railroad and is believed to have assisted many slaves to escape from the Kentucky side of the Ohio River. Parker, who was well known by regional slave catchers, risked his own life when he went back into slave territory and led fugitive slaves to safety in Ripley. Once the slaves were in Ripley, Parker would deliver them to Underground Railroad conductors such as John Rankin, who would harbor the fugitive slaves and help them to the next depot on the network. A little bit of history in those towns, which is always fun. You know, again, it's crazy to see the age of these towns compared to the towns around home, and how much there is there, how much history, how much layers of paint. And so after we were in Aberdeen, we came back to Maysville, and we had breakfast at the Lates Cafe. It was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Just an old, kind of in the center of town cafe. Got the checkered floor, which is kind of neat. Little tiny booth seats that were hard to get in and out. Like L shape your body and then like shuffle in, yeah. But I ended up having the pancake, just one, and bacon. But the pancake was, I kid you not, bigger than the plate.
Yeah, bigger than the plate. It was crazy.
I was like, oh, I guess I didn't need to add the extra hash browns, but it was good. I think it was $13 for my meal, and then Sherry's was another
like 10 or something.
$10. So it was pretty cheap, which is nice, just to have a good home cooked breakfast, if you will. So that was fun. And then we walked around Maysville.
Yeah, because we wanted to take photos, because we were talking about in the earlier video that they have a bunch of murals and just, old buildings that we wanted to take pictures of. So we started to walk around. Later on in the day, it started raining, so we actually do want to go back and take more photos. But as we were taking photos of some old buildings and alleyways, we were actually stopped by someone. His name is Jeff.
Reverend Jeff Sames.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's telling us about his church and invited us over to go take pictures of his church. And so we went.
We got full access VIP tour of this church.
Yeah.
The first Christian church of Maysville is what it is. And so he brought us in, and he was kind of telling us the history of the church and, showing us the different aspects of it, telling us about his congregation, and, he gave us free reign to go up into the balcony and take pictures of all the stained glass and from the altar, or what was it? What do you call it?
I don't even know.
I can't remember. But we went in there and we took all the pictures of the different parts of the church, and he was gracious enough to let us do that. So again, thank you. It was pretty cool to see the inside of that church.
Yeah. He told us a little bit about the history of the town too, because we were, obviously telling him that we were from out of state, and we just enjoy taking pictures of the old buildings, and it was fascinating to us to see the history of the towns. And so he told us a little bit about that in the church, and it was a nice little interaction.
Yeah.
It was fun. It's nice meeting nice people that are just so welcoming.
It is,
So-
and that's kind of what we've been running into again around here. Is that, you know, if you run into somebody, most of them are willing to talk to you for a while, which is it's an adjustment for me
Yeah.
for sure. But it's been fun.
Yeah, we went to a little small shop. It's Tiny's Wallpaper and Prints, or
I think it was
just wallpaper. Anyway.
wallpaper for sure.
We're looking for wallpaper for the house, and there was a store that had wallpaper, so we decided to go in, and she was nice too.
Yeah.
She talked her ear off.
She did.
But she had a lot of wallpaper, some good contenders. We didn't buy any, but we did buy some stuff for the house.
We did.
So I guess speaking about that, right?
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
In the future, I think we're gonna split up our videos, kind of more by subject. So our adventures, if we're going out and venturing around, exploring, and then all about the house, like decor, renovating, and then about the farm aspect of it, and starting a garden, starting seeds, all
Bees,
that stuff.
yeah.
Bees, yeah. So, although we're talking about us thrifting in this video, we're going to show you the finds in a different video.
Yep.
So it ties it all together.
Yeah, so we'll make them a little bit more digestible. They'll be a little bit shorter, a little bit more concise in their topics. And in the descriptions, in the titles, we'll kind of label them whichever one. So if you have no interest in looking at the house, which is understandable, or no interest in, gardening, which is fine, or no interest in our adventures, that's fine. You can pick which ones you watch. We hope you watch them all, but either way, we're glad that you're joining in with us.
Yeah.
Having coffee, or tea, or dinner, or whatever it is.
A nightcap.
A nightcap, if you will, yeah. But I think that's kind of all we have to talk about really today.
Yeah. So stay tuned for the other videos.
We got to get out there and get to the yard sale.
Gotta get to the yard sale.
It's early.
It's early, guys. We didn't get to go back to sleep today.
We didn't.
So,
But what we'll leave you with after our little LSR Adventures title page is Winston has a new girlfriend.
he does.
It's pretty cute.
It's our neighbor dog.
There's a neighbor dog, and she's pretty sweet. But she's been coming around and hanging out with Winston.
We think her name is Oreo.
It's a fitting name if that's the name.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Till next
Bye.
Bye.
Is that your girlfriend, Winston? Are you going to introduce us? What's her name? Oreo. You want to go out there? Tell us. You want to go out there?
subscribe for more amazing content, and comment down below what you liked most about this video.